What's up, film fans? Epic Film Guys here on what I would consider one of the most monumental days in comic book cinematic history, if not just cinematic history alone. Today, Zack Snyder finally tweeted the first official photograph of Ben Affleck in the Batsuit in front of the brand new Batmobile for the still somewhat untitled Batman vs. Superman film that's set to release in 2016. I have to say, personally, I could not be more excited. I literally had my heart stop for a few moments there as soon as it hit. I kind of refreshed Zack Snyder's Twitter page over and over today until that finally popped up and I saw it and my jaw dropped. I mean, I literally could not be more happy with what I see right here on this screen, and I've probably stared at it all day ever since it was released. We have probably one of the most...
Oh, hey, we're doing a show tonight?
Where have you been?
What happened? Was there news today? I didn't catch anything. Something about it with the X-Men films, I think, but was anything else out?
No. The Ben Affleck Batsuit was revealed by Zack Snyder today. It's right here behind you.
Batsuit right there.
It's right there.
Oh, wow, okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna soak this in for a minute. You can go ahead with the guys there.
Okay, so I'm sure you all know, which I can't believe he didn't know.
I live in a cave.
That this was released today on the tail end of Zack Snyder releasing yesterday a teaser photo of the new Batmobile with a tarp on it. He posted on his Twitter with, if I recall, a comment about, is it ready to pull off the tarp yet? I'm sure you saw that.
I did see that. I absolutely saw that.
And that got fanboys crazy, including myself. I mean,
the internet was foaming, just teeming. It was percolating. It was ready to pop.
It looked great. It looked fantastic. And I think I actually maybe even texted you about, is it possible that maybe we might see the Batsuit tomorrow too, with the Batmobile?
I had an inkling that we would get. I knew we would definitely get the vehicle reveal today. I was either 50-50. I was half. Maybe we'll get the suit, and maybe we won't. But if anything, since this movie was announced, since Comic-Con, where they did the iconic quote from Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, they did.
I really think
that logo.
Exactly, with the logo, and I think that ever since then, all anybody has wanted to see, especially since Ben Affleck was announced as Wayne Batman, everybody wanted to see the suit. Everybody has been waiting for this all across the internet, and you said that you have seen this everywhere.
I saw
all
it everywhere.
The news outlets today.
Every news outlet, you name it. Every regular news outlet, horror movie news outlets, everyone that wants to try to take a piece of this, it's pure pandemonium, pure excitement. Everyone is excited about this. I think I saw probably out of the thousands of people, I read all the comments, there was maybe 2 or 3 people I saw out of all those people that were, it's okay, I don't love it. Aside from that, everyone loves it, and great mind to say so. I mean, this is probably the most comic book accurate Batman costume we have ever seen. This looks straight out of The Dark Knight Returns. I mean, it's
short ears, definitely with the short ears, the giant bat logo splashed across the chest here. I really think, and you had mentioned to me earlier how the cowl and the cape really reminiscent of '89.
Very much so.
The textures and the way that it looks, and the texture you had mentioned in the suit.
It's very much similar to the same material that the costume designers used on the Man of Steel suit for Henry Cavill, and everyone very much loved that costume. I thought it was beautiful on screen. It shot beautifully. It looked great in production photos.
I didn't miss the trunks at all.
Didn't miss the trunks, and we won't miss the trunks here, I might add. There are no trunks on this suit, as I'm sure everyone has noticed that saw this.
I'm not going to see it now. No, that's it.
No trunks. I'm sorry.
That's it.
And I'm sorry that if anyone out there thought that there would be trunks, because we all know at this point in time that was a thing of the past.
And it's not the 50s anymore.
But as I'm saying about this suit, you see a lot of texture. We see a lot of scrapes and scratches. You have seams on it, which give that fabric feel. Definitely some mobility, major mobility here. This Batman looks like he could do pure spin kicks in midair in Zack Snyder's slow-mo and make it look awesome.
Zack Snyder's slow-mo, which we didn't get any of in Man of Steel, which
surprisingly
really, really surprised me that I don't know how he managed to restrain himself. I guess he passed the slow-mo ticket over to Webb to use in Amazing Spider-Man 2, because we got a lot of it there. But not to distract from the point of the suit. I mean, obviously, our reaction is very, very positive. Number one, I'm pro Batfleck. Hashtag Batfleck.
I
all
always
the way.
have been. Trust Batfleck.
I mean, he's a great actor. He has done a lot of great things in film recently. He would have won Best Director if he hadn't been snubbed out of the category at the Oscars.
I agree. Everyone knows
for Argo.
that.
Everybody knows that because he won the DGA. But that aside, I've been for this casting ever since it was announced, and just looking at this suit, this is the visual that they're going for. This is what Snyder wants you to see first. The weathered look, as Justin mentioned, the scratches. This is a Batman that's been through some shit. He's been through a lot of stuff. It's going to be a weathered, weary Batman that, is coming up in meeting Superman, who conversely is relatively new to the scene.
And new to Batman, I might add, which makes it an even more interesting dynamic between the two characters on film. The first time they're ever going to meet. I can't say that enough. Ever going to meet in live action film. I mean, when I see Affleck in this suit, and I already know what Cavill looks like in his suit, in my opinion, aside from Chris Reeves, my favorite Superman, great for a modern interpretation, we have a visual treat ready for us. It's ready to destroy. And like I said, Batman fan first, me right here. This suit is amazing. Now, I'm not going to be like a lot of these other fans out here and start, the Nolan movies are horrible now, because this suit, which you haven't seen the movie
That's
yet.
something that I had also mentioned earlier to you as well, is I've seen two things today. I've seen a really, really overwhelming positive reaction to Batfleck. And I have seen an unprecedented amount of bashing of Nolan all of a sudden. Like, all of a sudden, everybody thinks the Nolan trilogy is garbage. Everybody all of a sudden is like coming out of the woodwork, bashing every aspect
Every one
of
of you
Nolan.
went and saw it. Every one of you loved it, or at least enjoyed it, or else it wouldn't. His second and third film wouldn't be in two of the highest-grossing films of all time. Now, I will be here, and I will admit to you all, okay, I remember the moment, like today, when the Dark Knight suit was first revealed, the photo of Bale on the cop car from a scene that was never used in the film. It was cut. And I was upset. I did not like the puzzle piece look. I understood what they were trying to go for, but I felt the design was busy, unnecessary. They could have did a much better job.
It was a very, very busy design. And I think it worked well for what Nolan wanted to do with the character. I've been saying that to a lot of fanboys today. It worked. It was Nolan's interpretation of the character, and I don't think that Batman would work outside of the busy, really crazy busy costume. That said, though, it wasn't the most pleasant thing to look at.
It was
for sure.
In some of the bright lit shots that he did, like especially in Rises, where he's out during the day. The whole interrogation scene. We won't go off on a tangent about Nolan, but I just wanted to make a point that a lot of fans are immediately comparing, Bale's Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises costume to this. I mean, really, in all reality, there's no comparison here. This is what Batman fans, and I think in general movie fans, after they embrace this, have been waiting for forever. It's finally comic accurate. Granted, we haven't seen a colorized version of the photo, but...
And I think that there's a lot of speculation, and I think we all really believe that this is all going to be a gray color. This is all going to be gray, and that we're going to see, this will be black, the logo will be black, and then much like, of course, the Dark Knight Returns suit, gray with the black logo and the black collar.
And very much the modern Jim Lee look as well. I don't doubt maybe Snyder may be stylistic and there may be a blue tint to the cowl and cape when he's in certain shadows, but it's not going to be blue and gray.
It's going to be pulsing bright blue lights like the Batman Forever Batmobile in the cowl. And
that goes back to you guys, all you fans. I had to actually defend myself for months because I will not lie to you guys. I had inside information from a costume maker that told me what he saw when he actually saw what the suit looked like. and a lot of people
He done told himself. He didn't tell none of us.
They kept telling me it was going to look like the Arkham suits. It was going to be overly armored again. It was going to be the new fad of Batman looking like Iron Man, which I cannot stand, by the way. And
I will say that I love the suit design in Arkham City, though. Not as big of a fan of the one in Arkham Knight, the third installment that's coming up for Xbox One and PS4. Not as big of a fan of that because I agree with you. A little bit too much armor, a little bit too much Iron Man in that one. But I love the look of the suit in Arkham City.
Here's
I really
the thing,
do.
Guys, and any classic Batman fan knows this. Batman has worn armor for a long time, ever since, even before Frank Miller introduced it in Dark Knight Returns.
Armor. This is definitely armor right here.
The armor can be behind the suit and still
like
be
it is here.
armor.
It doesn't have to be individualized plates, and it doesn't have to be like this giant wraparound iron exoskeleton.
Or look ugly as hell like the Dark Knight suit. Yeah. But, you know, to go off onto a different subject, we also have, you know, the first photo of the Batmobile that we got yesterday, which looks fantastic.
I actually want to go back to the shot from yesterday, too, that they released of the Batmobile, of the back of it, you know, behind the tarp. And this is all we got yesterday. This was the first shot that came out, just under the tarp here. And I know I've seen this everywhere. I didn't know other people had said it, whatever. But it looks like Kilmer's Batmobile and the Tumbler had a baby. You got a big fin here. You got the big, giant, like monster truck style tires here. But really, you have no idea what this is really going to be.
Until I posted earlier today on the Epic Film Guys Facebook page, the makers of the original prototype of the Batmobile, the new Batmobile, it looks very spaceship-like. It's very sleek. It's got a very aerodynamic look to it.
And that's basically the full shot of the vehicle right there.
Here,
or at least what we got. You can see the tire here in the very foreground. And then I think I mentioned this to you earlier as well. It looks like this is basically going to kind of fold open or split open in the middle here down this seam to open the vehicle for him to get in.
Very similar to what we've seen with the Tumbler and the 89
very sleek,
and the Batman Forever Batmobile.
But not meant. I'm really glad they didn't go the Tumbler route because that was reminiscent of the Bat Tank in Dark Knight Returns. And while they're going for that look, obviously with Batman, not so much with the vehicle. This is a far more sleek, you know, stylized vehicle. I mean, I
Snyder
love this
knows
design.
what he's doing. He's a very stylized director.
He's a very visual director. He makes things look beautiful.
What we want to see. I think maybe even more so. I think people have been saying, you know, behind the scenes that Snyder's probably more of a bigger fan of Batman than he is Superman. I don't doubt it. He wants to make this character look like we haven't seen him before on film. And like I said, we both know we couldn't be more happy with this outcome. We look very much more forward to more information on this, more photos. I can't wait to see this thing in color. But one thing's for sure, the opinion on Batfleck as the new Batman has changed in a 360 since this has been released.
I will disagree with that because you and I have been floating in completely different circles today then, because everything that I have read, half of the comments, I mean the comments from like Batman fans, the people that are loving the design and things like that, fine. Everybody else, I hate Ben Affleck. I don't want Daredevil to be Batman. You know, Ben Affleck sucks. All of the normal complaints and stuff that you hear, which don't have anything to do with, I mean, really, they're biased opinions from a film that he was in. When was Daredevil released?
2003?
Whenever. It was released ages ago, and Affleck is a completely different
You give
actor
someone
now.
10 years. I mean, yeah, all right, he made some bad movies. Every actor in Hollywood, in the Hollywood
Has
market,
made bad movies.
has made bad
Everybody
movies, or been
has.
involved in a bad production.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's unfair to really, I mean, of course, and nobody's going to really care, you know, about that anyway. People are going to bash Batfleck all the way up to release date. But some people are going to see him like they did with Ledger and other things like that.
Here's the thing I want to say, though, Nick, and here's the thing, and I'll laugh at this till my grave. Every one of you Affleck haters will sit there behind your computer and you will bash him.
Start clacking the keys right now.
You know what, though? As soon as those pre-sale tickets go on sale for the Batman
You're buying
Superman
one.
movie, you will be in line.
You're buying one. You're buying like
you.
3 of them. I'll buy 7.
I'll be like 10.
Yeah, we'll buy a whole showing for ourselves.
We'll be at the premiere by then, hopefully, with your help.
Oh, yeah,
The
we
point
will.
being is you're all going to see that movie. You're all going to be in line. You're all going to see it opening night. You're all going to submit to its box office proceeds. It's the end of it. Keep complaining all you want. You're going to go see it. And after this pick today, I could not be more happy with what I am seeing. Believe me, as a Batman fan, this is what I've been waiting to see.
Absolutely. And I just definitely, I want to thank you guys for all of your support thus far, and for checking out this special episode of the Real Rundown. I mean, all we talked about was the old Batfleck back there, the whole episode. But check us out on Facebook, www.facebook.com/epicfilmguys, and follow us on Twitter @epicfilmguys, and also
our youtube.com/epicfilmguys New York. That's where all of our reviews and all of our weekly Real Rundown episodes can be viewed.
Everything.
We hope you subscribe. We want you involved with us. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us your comments, your input. Everything is very much valued from your viewing pleasure here. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, we want to know what you think, and if you disagree, if you agree, tell us why. Let's have a back and forth. We want to have that back and forth.
We got Justin and
Nick
right here on the Epic Film Guys Real Rundown.
Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Thank you.
We'll see you for Godzilla.
Yes, you will. And we're out.